Three, two, one. Here we go. Let's talk about being scrawny. Now, I think there's this perception that being skinny is associated with weakness. But I think it's not really the case, because I think confidence overshadows that. So if you have confidence, then being scrawny isn't exactly a bad thing. I mean, maybe you're actually quite strong. Maybe every single pound of your body is strong. And you have the confidence. You have the confidence to stand up, and you have self-esteem, and you exude this level of assurance, of security, and regardless of your size, that's who you are. Because there's people who are large who don't have confidence, and there's people who are small and do have confidence. It varies, right? The shape or the appearance of yourself is irrelevant. And this concept of being scrawny isn't really appropriate. It's a superficial label to somebody who maybe looks skinnier than someone else. The thing is, though, scrawny isn't a good word to use when we're talking about somebody who's maybe skinny. I would consider myself scrawny in the sense that I was lacking in self-confidence, lacking in the ability to say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and I'm very firm. Like, I didn't have those confident traits, and I'm still working on them. So I was scrawny, weak, maybe all of those things. I think people could easily take advantage of me. And now I'm slowly getting older and wiser and less afraid of making mistakes. And it's actually building up my level of confidence. And now I could honestly say that instead of being scrawny, I'm strong as an individual. The mind is getting stronger. Is it where it needs to be? Absolutely not. There's so much more to learn. But what's fascinating is I've gotten past this concept that I'm weak, and that I'm actually now self-accepting. I'm realizing, hey, I'm 140 pounds, maybe a little on the skinny side, but it doesn't dictate who I am. I decide who I am. I decide the kind of personality I want to portray, and I can portray a fantastic personality, somebody that people would want to get to know, and that's irrelevant. The appearance does not matter. Now, if it helps that you get in shape, or you start lifting weights, and then that improves your confidence, and you stop feeling scrawny and you stop feeling weak, then awesome. That's great. I think that actually does have significant benefits. As somebody starts exercising and they start getting their body into shape, when they see themselves in the mirror, it feels good knowing that there's results. So I think that has a huge place in your ability to overcome this weak mentality for yourself. And that's what I did. That's when I started noticing a little bit more confidence in myself, was that I started exercising regularly. That helped with my anxiety. I've been able to be more comfortable in unique situations. I'm still not quite there, but I've been able to say, hey, what's the worst that could happen? Is this really too bad if I go in and do this? No, I'm now able to go into it and say, hey, I think I could do this. I think I could go into this new task and approach it, and it might be difficult, but it's going to push me. It's going to help me grow, which is what I love doing. I love seeing what I'm able to accomplish, see what I'm able to push in terms of myself. And now it's become kind of addicting is looking at how I can improve myself every single day. And I have some lapses every now and then. Maybe I have like 1 step back or 2 steps forward. But I'd love to be able to get to like 3 steps forward continuously. Because that's when it's really going to start taking momentum and you're going to see some exponential growth for yourself. And it's important that you have confidence in what you're doing, and it's important that you feel like you're going in the right direction. Because the minute you stop feeling like you're going in the right direction, you become weak, you become unsure of yourself, and indecisive and insecure, and you don't want to get to that level. You want to have this confidence to say, this is the direction we're going, and I'm 100% certain that this is what will work. And, being somebody that's quite introverted myself, I struggle with confidence, especially in social situations, confident in who I am. But that's okay. I know I produce the kind of work that I have a really high standard for. And when I do that, when I produce the kind of work that I like, then I'm happy. And I love being able to just give it my all. And if I can't do that, then I certainly don't bother. Like, I want to be able to give it my all. There's a book I'm actually in the middle of reading right now called Tools of Titans, and it's really helping me in terms of inspiration. I definitely call it a self-help book in the sense, self-improvement really, because every page has information you can pull from and implement into your daily life, and it will help you become stronger as a human being. So you can battle your demons and battle your bad habits. And it's just such a fascinating book. It's by Tim Ferriss, Tools of Titans. And it's great because then you can really fine-tune your day. You can start looking at yourself and being more self-aware of where you're at in life and be like, is this where I want to be? Or should I maybe try this? Or maybe I should implement this and experiment with that and see if this improves my life and optimizes it this way. It's a wealth of knowledge, this book, and you could change your life with the book, absolutely. If you just implement even some of the daily routines into your life, you'll notice a tremendous impact. I know that when, for instance, I have a daily habit, like if I go on to meditate or do a blog post or do a podcast, if I do any of this productive stuff, I feel better knowing that I did it. And it builds some confidence. It makes me feel a little better today compared to the day before. And it just continually improves your confidence as you keep doing these little habits day in, day out, little positive habits. And then you start feeling amazing. You wake up and you're like, man, this is going to be exciting. I'm going to really feel good today because all I have to do are just a few of these tasks and I'll feel great. And I'll start having this momentum. And then all of a sudden you've produced fantastic results over the span of a day. And you've done really well. And that's so important, is to feel strong, no matter your size, no matter your appearance, is that you feel internally strong. Because that's where you're going to start seeing a shift in your world. So this podcast is called Scrawny because there's maybe a lot of people out there listening to this or watching this, and they're thinking, I don't feel strong. I don't feel bold. I don't feel like I've done enough to stand out in this world. And I just feel scrawny and non-existent. And I just thought I'd share these these ideas of working on your internal mindset to overcome this idea that being scrawny is not some superficial thing. You can change your mindset. So I'm always going to be probably quite a tiny person. I'm 6 feet tall, but I'm definitely not. I'm not a normal weight. I'd say I'm slightly below average, and I kind of struggle with my weight and maybe eating enough food. And I always felt like I was scrawny, but I'm slowly accepting the fact that this is how I look. And now I can just focus on improving how I think about myself. Which is so important. You want to start thinking about yourself and saying, okay, is this the best I can put out? Is this the best I can be? Like, if I'm thinking of myself like this, is this the best way I should portray myself? It starts eating away at you when you start thinking about who you are and how you are perceived in this world and what other people think. It starts chipping away at you negatively, and it's an emotional drain. It's such an emotional drain. And it hurts, especially if maybe somebody you love is an emotional drain on you, or you're causing an emotional drain on them. It takes a lot of energy out of the day, and it makes everyone weak. And everyone around you becomes weak. And there's nothing more powerful than feeling strong and exuding confidence, because then everyone around you feels good. And then all the other people who maybe feel like they're scrawny or weak or incapable, you can raise them up. You have the power to make them feel even better. And that's quite powerful. Anytime I feel confident, other people will feel confident too around me. The minute I start feeling down or I'm unhappy, it shows. It's really obvious. And then people notice and they say, hey, like, what's going on? Well, actually, most people are afraid to say anything. They'll just feel the burden, and they will be impacted by your thoughts and feelings. So that's something to think about. And I would say your mindset is absolutely critical. If you want to gain weight or lose weight or get in shape or just become a better person overall, I'm leaning towards, as I'm doing more and more reading, I'm leaning more towards the idea of fixing your mind. Because if you have a mentally strong mind, your mind is sharp and you just go after it and you don't have as many fears and you're just able to deal with discomfort. Like, you can look at struggle and you can look at the concept of feeling weak and look at it in the eyes and say, yeah, I don't mind this. I don't mind feeling weak today. I want to struggle. I want to suffer. If you can just get in the mindset that this is all okay. This is A-okay for me. I'm okay living in this. Because I know that on the other side, there's lightness and there's a good feeling on the other side. And that's okay. The torture test is something that I can handle. You start getting in this mindset like, ooh, yeah, I can do this. I got this. This is mine. I own this. I'm totally going to own this. This is my thing. Boy, it just shows. And it's so powerful. I'm still working on it, but man, if I woke up every day and I'm thinking, you know what, I got today. This is my thing. You know, maybe you've got a difficult day where you're working, or you've got some serious projects you have to submit and they're overdue and you're worried that it's not going to be the quality that you want, and you're scared. You're thinking, oh man, this is just not going to go well today. I'm worried about today. You're not starting it off on the right foot. Your morning is so important to having a successful day. You get that morning right, you get that morning down, you make sure that morning feels the best. Because it's fuel for the rest of the day. And that's what you gotta look at. You gotta look at your morning and say, hey, I got this. This is a morning that I'm gonna make sure works really well. I'm going to make sure that my mindset's 100%. The author Tim Ferriss in this book, Tools of Titans, he said, health is the most important thing is for my body. That relates to stress and sleep and fitness and all of that, and that's his number one priority. And I 100% agree with him. I'm getting into this more and more, and now I'm feeling more and more guilty of cheat days. I talked about cheat days in a previous podcast, and I'm starting to feel like I gotta take care of my body. And if I don't do this, I'm not going to be 100%, and I'm not going to be able to contribute to the world. And that's what I want to do. I want to contribute to the world. So now I'm getting a little anxious if I don't do well one day. And you know what? I have some days where things don't work out the way I want them to, and I don't take care of myself the way I should. Self-care is important. So I definitely agree with him in the fact that your health is critical. You want to be at the best, and you could increase your productivity significantly if you become strong in your mind, in your physical state. It's all of this. You can really change the world. So I think if you're mentally prepped for the day, you're mentally ready to go, it'll do wonders. And get over this concept of scrawniness and feeling weak. Negativity is such a drain. Whether you're surrounded by negative people or you have negative thoughts, these things are absolutely draining. And I would say I have some negative thoughts that I have to deal with every now and then. And I find that it's a drain. It makes me feel weak. And if I fill my day with positive energy, if I fill my day with feeling good and I'm in control of my thought patterns, then everything will work out fine. But if I lose control and I go off the rails, then it becomes a disaster. And that's no good for anyone. It's not going to change the world. It's not going to transform the world if I'm not 100%. So your mindset is something to work on. So important. I've done videos as well on meditation before, and maybe I'll do more videos on just well-being, but this is like a vlog format for my podcasts and videos. I just talk about what's on my mind, and maybe other people will connect, right? This is from a very unknown individual. I'm not known in this world. I'm not really popular at all. Nobody knows who I am at the time of this recording, but I'm just doing this because I love sitting in front of a microphone and just talking about things that other people maybe struggle with. And this might touch one person. This might touch 10 people. Who knows? If it improves one person's life, I can look at this and say, that's great. And the fact is, it's changing my life. It's making me feel good when I do this. It's making me feel stronger. Makes me feel like I can communicate a little bit better. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. And whatever happens, happens. But what I'm doing here feels transformative for me. It feels like I'm making a difference. I'll take this every single day. I'll do this. And that's what you have to do. Stand out, be strong, be bold. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. you can make it happen. And that's what you need to do. This concept of being scrawny is just in your head. Fix that mindset, fix that ability, and you'll get past it. Anyway, I want to add one more story just to wrap this off. Normally I'd maybe start at the beginning, but I'm going to end off with a story. I've always been skinny. My entire life, I've been picked on for being too skinny or maybe not being as strong as I should. And one day, I think I'll be able to look back and say it was all a journey of figuring out how to be strong, and being skinny is fine, and being strong in your mind is really important, and not letting other people do these things to you is important, and that they're just more insecure than you, and maybe they're more scrawny than you are. And that's why these people say these things, and people will say things to you, and you need to feel like you can handle it, because it's important. So I've dealt with it before, and I continue to deal with it. But as you get older, people just don't care. Like, you start to realize nobody is staring at you wondering why you look that way. Nobody's doing that. Everyone is too busy with their own thing. So it's best not to let yourself get consumed by these self-limiting thoughts. To get over these thoughts. And that's what's going to take you to the next level. That's what I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, cheers.